Hey, my beauties. Good evening to you, beautiful people. Listen to me. Let me tell you. We are seriously jokers. As a people. I saw two videos, one in Grenada and St. Vincent, and let me tell you something. I think the last time I probably would have seen something like that were snippets of what Hurricane Gilbert had done to Jamaica many, many moons ago. Many moons ago, many years ago, when it came here in September 19. It was on my sister's birthday, you know, what, 1988 it was? Yeah, September 12th, 1988. And when I was looking at the videos, and I mean, it's almost like you're even seeing the wind. I mean, you cannot see it, but because of the dust and everything that it that encompasses, because of the force, sorry, the force that comes with it. It's as though you're seeing the wind. That's how fast it is going, the miles per hour. And when I looked at the video and seeing the roof being peeled off as though somebody's just literally peeling off the roof. And the wind, the leaves are swaying and bending and breaking. I said, oh my God, we have to give thanks here in Jamaica, because we have not in years experienced anything like that. And if it is a category 4 hurricane, let me tell you, it would do far more devastation than Gilbert, because Gilbert was dubbed as category 3. Very powerful, nevertheless still less devastating. And when we were talking about, when I was watching the news, I mean, somebody was explaining to me who is into that, understand the whole meteorological thing. Saying when you see the MPH, the something about miles per hour, that it will, if it's at this, it means it's extremely fast. Plus, if it is at that, it means such and such, or it is slow. But if it lags and the other wind, whatever it is, factor, it can create and wreak more havoc and create more damage. I said, oh my God. Because he was saying that it needs to pick up more speed so it can move quickly if it should hit us, God forbid. I know the prayer warriors are out in numbers praying that this thing will not, even not a drop from this thing will hit us, because we can't manage a morsel more. We can't manage 1 ounce of a hurricane. And let me tell you, if we don't get it, let me tell you, it is because of the righteous people who they have humbled themselves, they have prayed, they have turned from their wicked ways, and God heard their cries and came down and healed the land by preventing the hurricane from coming. I do hope that Hurricane Beryl does not hit our shores, because we would be in serious trouble. But as a people, we are ungrateful, we are unthankful. We don't understand how great our God is. Even if it should come, God forbid, you know how many hurricanes God has spared this country from? And when I sit and I hear of people serving other gods, involved in the occult, involved in witchcraft, involved in obia, involved in necromancy, whatever magic you want to call them, whatever the colors want to be, they're all one in the same. I don't care if this means that they're all one in the same. And you need to read 1 Samuel chapter 5 and see. Sometimes you don't wonder why tumors befall you. Go and read First Samuel 5. And I know in the Old Testament, the Bible talked about suffer not a witch or a wizard, the same for the same, to live. It's an abominable act. It is an abominable act. There are some things that are so abominable that, God, Him not even put it in the 10 commandments, the 10 set commandments that we know. But He has put them in, it's almost they had to be in a, like when some people go to prison, they'll tell you, and they have a section for some people because their act or their behavior is so abominable, or they're insane, they have to be in a section for themselves. So I want you to understand that even though you may not see some of these sinful acts in the set 10 commandments that we know in Exodus 20, don't believe that there are not other commandments out there. Yes, some commandments God have to just put in a box by itself because that's how damning they are. How damning they are, how against God they are. And a lot of people are practicing these things. The colorful people, you know them. The necromancy, obia, occult, which is more deep, dark, devilish practice. But yet, God is the one and two little righteous people that is still in the land. And he heard the cries of these people and decide that they're going to, that he's going to say, you know what? They're called, they're humbled, they have humbled themselves. They've basically exemplified and employed 2 Chronicles 7:14. We have been an ungrateful set of people. And we can only pray that the mighty hand of God really prevent this Hurricane Beryl from hitting our shores in any form, in any way, in any fashion. That it continues to go south and dissipate. When I saw the devastation, you know, people took videos. I said, oh my God, I've never ever seen this. The last time I remember back in the day when they got little snippets of Gilbert, and it was when I was an adult, I saw little snippets. I said, oh my God, this is awful. This is horrible. And this looked horrible. It looked way worse. Even what it did to us, I think it's St. Vincent as well. I said, oh God, this is horrible. This is really and truly horrible. We could not handle that. I mean, I'm watching the roof flying from different houses. And when I saw like a roof that wasn't like purely zinc, really, I don't know what you call that material. And it's like somebody, when you're peeling off, you know, when you're opening like a butter that is properly sealed, and it just lifts it and peels, and then it moves to the neck. I'm peeling it off. I said, the wind must be so powerful. That's awful, especially for people who cannot afford, you know, to the maintenance of their own home. What's going to happen to them? You see how fragile life is? I don't think people understand the fragility of this life, the fragility of us as people, the fragility of us as humans. And we joke and we treat each other badly. We lie and we lie on each other. We have no respect for people. Go and look at some of the videos and know that it is, if it doesn't happen to us, it's not because of us. It's because of God in his own mercy. And maybe we see the clean-hearted ones, the ones who are without guile. Do you understand what it means when it says be holy? A lot of people think it means to be pious and to be squoosh, and you squeeze yourself down, your voice soft, and people can barely hear you, and you look droopy in your eyes or sleepy. Oh Lord, it has nothing to do with that. When it says be holy and be separate, it is talking about don't have lies and guile and evil in your heart. It doesn't mean that you're perfect. When it says be perfect as I am, it means be mature, emotionally intelligent, respectful of others, with love in your heart. It doesn't mean perfection the way we think, where you're blameless or without fault. God has been good, and I trust him. Whatever happens, it happens. If it comes, it comes. And if for those who survive, thank God. We just know how to operate. But many of us don't even say, Lord, I beg you, spare the country from this. Because I know a lot of people can't manage this hurricane. I know a lot of people can't manage it. Instead, we find time to gossip and to slander. We could use the time to say, God, please spare this country from this hurricane. Spare my family and friends from it, from the effects of it. Those who probably all the street people and all of that, oh God. I hope they find shelter. But instead, we find time to gossip and tell lies on others and practice obia, necromancy, and live a colorful life and do all kind of, wicked deeds. May God help us. That's all I can say. Guys, follow me on TikTok. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Share.